Title: Toward a Canada that respects and upholds its professionals. Video on Triggernometry YouTube channel. Titled: Why They Hate Jordan Peterson. Konstantin Kisin. Skills Gap Trainer comment. Dear Konstantin, we're appreciative of your thorough analysis on the challenges faced by Dr. Jordan Peterson. Your investigative journalism stands as a beacon, shedding light on multifaceted issues. Your insights into Dr. Peterson's case have resonated profoundly. Through your revelations, we see a ripple effect. Hopefully, some professionals across various disciplines in Canada are spurred to evaluate the legislative changes governing their fields. Especially in the last decade, the legislative shifts beg the question: are professionals' unique and distinct standings enhanced or undermined? The clarity on whether professionals are better off self-regulated or under tighter state control has become blurred, causing unease about the future of professional regulation developments in Canada. And if the public were to be informed, the public might feel unease at the direction as well. Some recent evolutions in professional self-regulation societies are concerning to us, especially when projected as a new blanket system for all professions. It's paramount for professionals to introspect. Do these changes truly reflect their unique and distinct roles, authority, and responsibilities? Do these changes still ensure they have a voice in society and are still capable to hold government to account? An open, collaborative approach, a public debate involving professionals regarding their regulators, would surely be preferable over decisions taken in secretive governmental corners to transform the nature of professional regulation for all working professionals of society. Imagine if you were the host of such an online public discourse. There is no one better for this task. Konstantin, your astute approach to these pressing subjects is commendable. We earnestly hope you maintain this trajectory, potentially championing the essence of our diverse professional classes. With your continued focus, there's hope in preserving and developing further the fundamental tenets of our professions: professional standing, professional license, professional rings, professional loads, unique and distinct professional legislation, and the broad professional authority applicable to both technical and non-technical sectors. Perhaps with investigators such as you, we can maintain and develop further the concept of the regulated professional for one more generation, and do so within a self-governing framework and not an unregulated, general labor, state-governing framework. For scientists, for engineers, for technologists, for technicians, for computer scientists, for psychologists, for doctors, for police, for architects, for everyone. Can you imagine what kind of Canada we would have if our computer science society was not staffed with 4 volunteers, but actually had funding from the federal government? Instead of neglecting our professionals, such as computer scientists, we could have a professionally regulated computer science field that mentored future computer scientists for a 21st century tech society of great performance. Let's defend regulatory frameworks centered around professional designations, unique professional legislation, and professional development, rather than canceling these special statuses. Can you imagine if federal or provincial government HR hired individuals using STEM degrees, which are signed by professors, a type of academic reference, and it would be considered as a valid reference, which it is? Can you imagine if federal or provincial government in Canada used national technology benchmarks and a long list of competency analysis and actual work analysis, instead of their emotional impressions of whether they feel that a stranger is ready or not in a different domains than their own, or using a reference phone call to a stranger they never met? Imagine if Canada one day respects the concept of the professional. Then we would shine as a society once again. In essence, we yearn for a society that truly values its professionals not just in title, but in their unique and distinct roles, legal competencies, legal capabilities, authorities, and autonomy. We advocate for a Canada that recognizes the critical distinction and uniqueness each professional brings, ensuring their roles are well defined and protected legislatively. And perhaps then, it will matter what professionals say in the 21st century. And it will not take the entire internet to back up people like Dr. Jordan Peterson to make a professional statement stick. Thank you, Konstantin. Jolman Band comment. It all started with JP. Skills Gap Trainer comment. Yes, we agree. That is a good demarcation point. Let's take a moment to traverse the path of modern Canadian thought. Dr. Jordan Peterson, far from being a solitary academic voicing concerns over perceived restrictive speech laws, was the catalyst that set ablaze a generation's passion first among Canadians, then globally. Initially, it was predominantly men who were drawn, but soon anyone with a yearning for deeper understanding and analytical rigor felt the pull. It soon became easy to detect those rejecting this era's age of reason, as they often displayed discomfort with Dr. Jordan Peterson concepts, such as free speech. And the people who were against Dr. Jordan Peterson were also similarly in favor of recently introduced value systems in opposition to Western philosophy and classic values that enabled the West to shine for millennia. Peterson's stand was a call to arms, not a call for conflict, but a summons to defend ideals, values, and principles. As time progressed, figures like Pierre Poilievre stepped into the limelight. Much like Peterson, Poilievre prioritizes nation and timeless values over transient gains. Peterson's echoing impact is felt not only in academic corridors but across Canadian households and political arenas. Heroes are emerging, even if they don't publicly attribute their awakening to Peterson's clarion call. Pitting Poilievre against Trudeau in an election wouldn't just be a gauge of competence. The world, not just Canada, knows where the scales tip in that respect. More profoundly, such a face-off would be a litmus test for Canada's soul. It would ask if Canadians still resonate with the traditions, ideals, virtues, moral codes, and values handed down from generations of European immigrants who've woven the rich tapestry of our nation. Denying this heritage, this identity, is akin to disavowing one's parentage, a profound betrayal, a humiliation. To claim a nation has no identity is to disregard the legacies and sacrifices of those who've laid our foundations, perhaps for momentary gains and using immigration and zoning policy to boost real estate prices or other skewed economic interests. Indeed, the allure of tech behemoths and the hypnotic rhythm of globalism pose challenges. They promise convenience, but often at the cost of individual freedom and democratic ethos. Yet, Peterson's journey and emerging leaders like Poilievre assure us of Canada's indomitable spirit. This nation has the resilience, the intellectual rigor, and the backbone of noble masculinity to counter such challenges. Peterson's free online mentorship continues to mold Canadian heroes, both in the limelight and in the quiet corners of individual growth. This isn't about opposing progress. It's about safeguarding the pillars upon which Canada stands. The spirit of this nation is enduring. Whenever figures like Peterson and Poilievre rise, or when ordinary Canadians make silent yet profound stands, they underscore our collective commitment to this enduring spirit. Video on Pierre Poilievre YouTube channel, titled A Little Back-to-School Gift for Justin. Skills Gap Trainer comment. Pierre, your focus on the fiscal ramifications of policy choices and the clear elucidation of the importance of economic balance is commendable. As Canadians, we understand that every decision has a cost. The inflation, the ever-rising rent, and the increasing mortgage payments affect every Canadian. And it's time we had a government that truly comprehends and acts on these nuances. You mentioned the value of hard-working immigrants, doctors, nurses, and professionals. This resonates deeply with us at Skills Gap Trainer. Every day, we encounter professionals across fields whose unique and distinct roles, responsibilities, and authorities are undermined or overlooked, making them question the value of their contributions to Canadian society. We need a Canada that values its professionals not just in title, but in practice. While your video brings out the need for fiscal responsibility and a vision for a more prosperous Canada, we delve deeper into the professional crisis facing our nation, which undoubtedly ties into the broader economic narrative. We recently commented on a video by Konstantin Kisin discussing a similar issue concerning Dr. Jordan Peterson. If you or any viewer is interested in understanding the full spectrum of this professional quandary, you can read our detailed insight here. Link to the Skills Gap Trainer comments relating to Konstantin Kisin's video. Here's to a better, stronger, and more prosperous Canada, where both economic and professional integrity stand firm. #bring it home.